My first guest is one of my all-time favorites. He's the funniest human. He's so talented. I love the guy. He stars in and co-wrote the new movie Hubie Halloween, which premieres October 7th on Netflix. It is awesome. It is funny. It is scary. Here is Adam Sandler.
Yes, Jimmy.
Oh,
yes.
This is what I'm
Jimmy,
talking. This is what
you look good. You look handsome.
I thank you very much. I appreciate that. You look good too. You got the beard going.
Yes, just covering a lot of chins. A lot of chins came in. Yeah, had to really grow this one long to block those suckers.
Thank you for being on the show again. Zooming, you were on help me out when we were first starting out, and I appreciate that. Are you getting used to Zoom?
Zoom is. I don't love Zooming as much as everyone else because it's hard to hang up on Zoom because I'm good at hanging up on a cell phone, pretending I got into a car accident or something and just pressing end. But Zoom, you got to literally look at somebody and go, I've had enough of this. I'm gonna go. This is too much, man. I don't want to be around you anymore.
Yeah. Our conversation's over. And you go, wow, really blunt. Saturday Night Live season premieres this weekend. Yeah. They're back live at 30 Rock.
Yes.
Our buddy Chris Rock is hosting.
Yeah. Isn't that nice that that Lorne was like, who would be great for this time? Old Chris Rock. I was talking to Chris a couple of weeks ago, and when he was thinking of hosting, and I was very like, "There's nobody like you, buddy. You have to do that." He was excited, and
perfect.
His monologue is going to be incredible and deep. How about Rock? Anything he says, even in conversation, you go, there's no way I would have thought of that ever in my life. But that's so on the money. Everything he says is so on the money, but you're just like, wow, how did I not ever think that way? That's incredible.
Well, you've known him since stand-up, right? Did you guys do stand-up together?
Yes, I knew Rock. We know each other since 17 years old. Just like you. You started real young, too. I was just a young baby, and I was kind of known as the young guy in comedy. And then I got to the comic strip, and they kept Lucian, who ran the comic strip. Lucian Holt kept saying, you and Chris Rock. And I kept saying, who's Chris Rock? What do you keep bringing this other guy up to me? And they're like, well, he's out with Eddie Murphy right now. Eddie Murphy loves him. I was like, Eddie Murphy likes somebody, not me. I was so upset. And then Rock came to the club after hanging out with Eddie, and he came to the club and we met and we just became really tight immediately. I was like, oh man, this guy's funny. I saw Rock like 10 years ago in Vegas. I went with Nicholson, and Jim Brooks.
Wow.
And I sat in between Nicholson and Jim Brooks watching Rock. And literally every time I looked left or right, Nicholson was doubled over and Jim Brooks was doubled over. And I was going, I wish Rock could see this, man. Because we were a few rows back and he was not getting to see. Imagine getting to see Jack Nicholson and Jim Brooks thinking you're the funniest guy on the planet. Anyways.
The thing I love about Jack, and you know this too, he laughs the way he talks, kind of. Like if it's hard to go like, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, that's how he laughs.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Hubie Halloween.
Yeah, why not, Jimmy?
In a different, to shift gears, you dedicate the movie to the late Cameron Boyce, who was supposed to be in Hubie Halloween, but he sadly passed away before filming.
Yes, just a few days before filming, and that kid was a great kid. Just his family's amazing. I know him from Grown Ups. He was a little kid in Grown Ups, and I watched him grow up and become like a superstar. My kids worshipped him. He came to my daughter's bat mitzvah.
Really?
And he came and literally signed. I mean, that bat mitzvah was gigantic. There were like 400 people there and massive amount of kids. And he signed every kid's autograph and everybody was freaking out over Cameron. And he was just the nicest kid. And he always had charities going on and always would speak to me about, can you do this? Can you do that? It was always for charity. He didn't care about anything else. And just a nice, solid, talented kid, like when he was a little kid. Remember in Grown Ups that I want to get chocolate wasted?
Oh,
it was like the little girl said that, Alexis says that, and I think
I want to get chocolate wasted.
Yeah, she won that year like an MTV award funniest line or whatever, and she got the award. But Cameron said it around the table when he was ad-libbing, and everyone laughed. And then he said it a couple times, and I go, Cameron, you mind if the little girl says it might be funnier? And he was like, okay. and then she did it, blah, blah, blah. And then after I go, Cameron, I can use yours or hers, whatever you want. He goes, whatever's funniest, man. But kind of like, I'll kill you. And then the next thing you know, the nice little girl gets to laugh. And I saw Cameron years later. I go, that chocolate wasted, that's still bugging you. He's like, you old man.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. I didn't know they wrote that. That's cool. Hubie Halloween, is this your first holiday film for Netflix?
Yeah. They wanted to make a holiday movie. I knew Chris, if I made a Christmas movie, people would say, no, I'm not buying that, buddy. So I said, let's go Halloween. Let's go Halloween on you.
So many funny people in this movie. I mean,
yes,
so many funny people. Tim Meadows, Maya Rudolph.
Yes. Keenan's
great. Shaq is in it. Shaq's very funny.
Shaq's incredible. Dan Patrick is in it. He yelled at me this morning. He says I never mentioned that he's in the movies. Dan Patrick.
I'm sorry, we had to edit that out for time, but we'll get next time.
That was good, Jimmy.
Okay.
Dan is hilarious in it. Thank you, Dan.
I want to show a clip. Here's Adam Sandler in Hubie Halloween. Take a look.
Michael Mundi. Listen, I am a fan of a Halloween singers as much as the next guy, but... What do you say? Michael? Michael! What are you...
Adam, thanks again for coming on the show. You're the best.
Does it get better than that? Does it get better than that clip, Jimmy?
No.
Oh.
The only way it can get better is if it's a whole movie.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Adam Sandler, everybody. Hubie Halloween premieres October 7th on Netflix. Check it out.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on.